Hey there, warriors. If you're battling blood, sugar spikes, stubborn weight, or the fear of diabetes, complications, you're not alone, and you're in the right place. Welcome to Diabetes Science Hub, where we break down the science of diabetes management into practical, life-changing steps. Today, I'm revealing the top 3 everyday habits that can transform your diabetes health, lower your blood sugar, boost your energy, and protect your future. These aren't just tips, they're game changers, backed by science that you won't hear from most doctors. So grab a notebook, get comfy, and let's dive into a journey that could change your life forever. The top 3 everyday habits for diabetics. Living with diabetes can feel like a constant battle. The highs, the lows, the endless worry about what's next. But what if I told you that 3 simple habits could help you take control, feel better than ever, and reduce your risk of complications? These habits aren't about deprivation or endless restrictions. They're about empowering you to live your best life. Let's break them down one by one, and I'll show you how to make them work for you. Habit 1, embrace the Mediterranean diet. Let's start with the first habit: eating like you're on a sunny Mediterranean coast. The Mediterranean diet isn't just another fad. It's one of the most scientifically proven ways to manage diabetes, improve insulin sensitivity, and protect your organs. Picture this: delicious, satisfying meals that don't just taste good, but actually help your body heal. Sounds amazing, right? In the United States, where 37.3 million people are living with diabetes, insulin resistance is at an all-time high. Chronic inflammation, metabolic dysfunction, and blood sugar spikes are driving this epidemic. But the Mediterranean diet, it's like a secret weapon, rooted in the eating habits of countries like Greece, Italy, and Spain. This diet focuses on whole, nutrient-dense foods that naturally balance your blood sugar, reduce inflammation, and protect your heart. So what's on the plate? Think extra virgin olive oil, fatty fish like salmon or sardines, fiber-rich vegetables, legumes, whole grains, nuts, and antioxidant-packed herbs and spices. These foods work together like a symphony to regulate your glucose and insulin response. Studies show that people following this diet have a 52% lower risk of developing type 2 diabetes compared to those eating a standard American diet. For those already living with diabetes, it can reduce A1C levels by 0.32 to 0.47% and significantly improve fasting glucose and insulin sensitivity. That's huge. But here's what makes it so powerful: it tackles inflammation, the hidden driver of diabetes. Chronic inflammation damages insulin receptors, making it harder for your body to control blood sugar. The Mediterranean diet fights back with polyphenols, flavonoids, and omega-3 fatty acids. For example, extra virgin olive oil contains oleocanthal, a compound with anti-inflammatory effects as strong as ibuprofen. Fatty fish like salmon provide EPA and DHA, which can reduce inflammation markers by up to 35%. Even simple spices like turmeric, cinnamon, and garlic help stabilize glucose and enhance insulin function. And let's talk about your heart. Diabetics are twice as likely to die from heart disease, but the Mediterranean diet can cut your risk of cardiovascular disease by 30%, lower bad LDL cholesterol by 10 to 15%, and boost good HDL cholesterol by 5 to 10%. It also helps regulate blood pressure, reducing the risk of stroke and kidney disease, 2 common complications of diabetes. Now, weight management is another game changer here. Did you know that 80% of type 2 diabetics are overweight or obese? Excess belly fat fuels insulin resistance, but the Mediterranean diet helps you lose weight sustainably. It's packed with fiber-rich foods that keep you full, proteins that stabilize blood sugar, and healthy fats that curb cravings. Studies show people on this diet lose 4.4 to 10.1 pounds more over a year compared to low-fat diets, and they keep it off without the yo-yo effect that plagues so many diabetics. Here's a bonus. This diet restores your gut health, which is critical for glucose regulation. Many diabetics have imbalanced gut bacteria due to processed foods, high sugar intake, or medications. The Mediterranean diet includes probiotic-rich foods like Greek yogurt and kefir fiber-dense legumes, and prebiotic veggies like garlic and onions. A healthier gut microbiome means 18% better glucose control, fewer sugar cravings, and better digestion. But here's the key to making it work: balance and timing. A Mediterranean plate should be 50% non-starchy vegetables, 25% protein, and 25% whole grains or legumes with healthy fats like olive oil in moderation. Eat slowly, drink water before meals, and take a 10 to 15-minute walk after eating to reduce post-meal glucose spikes by 22 to 25%. One mistake to avoid: overdoing whole grains or fruits. They're healthy, but their natural sugars can spike glucose if not paired with protein or fat. For example, add nuts to your oatmeal, pair berries with Greek yogurt, or spread avocado on whole grain bread to slow glucose absorption. And don't forget how you cook. Avoid deep frying or high heat grilling, which creates advanced glycation end products, ages that worsen insulin resistance. Instead, roast, steam, saute, or slow cook with olive oil, and use herbs and spices instead of salt to reduce water retention and improve blood pressure. The best part: this isn't about deprivation. It's about smarter choices that make you feel vibrant. Within just 2 to 3 weeks, many diabetics notice fewer blood sugar swings, more energy, and even less reliance on medications. Swap refined oils for olive oil, processed snacks for nuts, and add more fiber to your meals. Your body will thank you. Habit 2. Harness the power of continuous glucose monitoring, CGM. Now let's move to habit number 2, continuous glucose monitoring, or CGM. If you're still relying on finger sticks to check your blood sugar, you're missing out on a revolutionary tool that's changing diabetes management. CGM isn't just a gadget. It's like having a 24/7 diabetes coach in your pocket, giving you real-time insights to take control of your health. Here in the US, where 37.3 million people live with diabetes, CGM adoption is soaring. About 60 to 70% of type 1 diabetics and 30% of insulin-dependent type 2 diabetics now use CGMs, and that number is growing as insurance coverage expands. So what is it? A CGM system uses a small sensor under your skin, a transmitter, and a receiver or smartphone app to show your glucose levels every 1 to 5 minutes, up to 288 readings a day, compared to just 4 to 6 with a standard meter. Modern CGMs are so accurate with only an 8 to 10% margin of error, and many don't even require fingerstick calibrations. Why is this a game changer? CGMs give you early warnings for highs and lows. For example, many diabetics suffer from hypoglycemia unawareness, where they don't feel dangerously low blood sugar until it's too late. CGMs sound alarms when your glucose drops below a safe level, preventing life-threatening episodes. Studies show CGM users have 40% fewer severe hypoglycemic events and spend 50% less time in dangerous glucose ranges when using alerts properly. CGMs also help you fine-tune your life. They show exactly how foods, exercise, and stress affect your blood sugar. For instance, you might discover that eating carbs alone causes 15 to 30% higher post-meal spikes than pairing them with protein and fat. This lets you optimize your meals, like adding fiber or healthy fats to slow glucose absorption. Exercise can be tricky too. Aerobic workouts like jogging lower blood sugar, but high-intensity exercises like weightlifting can cause temporary spikes due to stress hormones. CGMs help you adjust your snacks or insulin doses to avoid lows, making you 35% less likely to experience exercise-induced hypoglycemia. Nighttime is another critical time. Did you know 50 to 60% of severe low blood sugar episodes happen while you sleep? CGMs provide real-time tracking and alerts so you or your loved ones can rest easy. Parents of kids with type 1 diabetes love the remote monitoring feature, which lets them check their child's glucose from their phone. The impact on A1C is impressive too. CGM users see an average 0.5 to 1.0% reduction in A1C within 3 to 6 months, comparable to starting a new medication, but without side effects. They also spend 10 to 20% more time in the healthy glucose range, 70, 100 mg/dl, which translates to 2 to 5 extra hours of stable blood sugar each day. This reduces the risk of complications like neuropathy, retinopathy, and kidney disease by up to 40%. Psychologically, CGMs are a lifeline. The constant fear of highs and lows can be exhausting, leading some diabetics to overcorrect with insulin or keep their blood sugar too high for safety. CGM data empowers you to make informed decisions, cutting diabetes-related stress by 50% and improving quality of life. Plus, they save money in the long run. Uncontrolled diabetes racks up 2.3 times higher medical costs, but CGM users reduce hospital admissions by 60% by preventing extreme highs and lows. Yes, there are challenges. Some people get mild skin irritation from CGM adhesives, and factors like dehydration or certain medications can slightly affect accuracy. Cost can be a barrier for non-insulin dependent diabetics, but prices are dropping, and more insurers, including Medicare, now cover CGMs. The future is even brighter. New CGMs will last up to 6 months, integrate with insulin pumps for automatic dosing, and use AI to predict glucose trends before they happen. If you're struggling with blood sugar swings, post-meal spikes, or nighttime lows, CGM could be your key to confidence and control. Talk to your doctor about getting started. It's a tool that's transforming lives. Habit 3, power up with strength training. All right, let's talk about habit number 3, strength training. I know what you're thinking, lifting weights for diabetes, absolutely. While diet and cardio get all the attention, strength training is a hidden powerhouse for blood sugar control, insulin, sensitivity, and overall health. Yet only 20% of diabetics do it regularly, and that's a missed opportunity we need to change. Strength training using weights resistance bands or your own body weight builds muscle and boosts your metabolism in ways that directly tackle diabetes. When you lift weights, your muscles soak up glucose without needing insulin, lowering your blood sugar. Diabetics who strength train at least twice a week improve insulin sensitivity by 20 to 25%, making it easier for your cells to absorb glucose. This happens because strength training activates GLUT4 transporters, which move glucose into your muscles, reducing insulin resistance. Here's the kicker: the benefits last up to 48 hours after your workout. Unlike cardio, which burns sugar during exercise, strength training keeps your blood sugar stable long after you've left the gym. Plus, more muscle means more glucose storage. Every 10% increase in muscle mass cuts insulin resistance by 11%. This is especially critical as we age, since muscle loss, called sarcopenia, worsens diabetes. If you're over 50, strength training is non-negotiable. The numbers are compelling. Regular strength training lowers A1C by 0.6 to 1.0% in 3 to 6 months, similar to some diabetes medications. Fasting blood sugar drops by 10 to 20 mg/dl, leading to fewer spikes and crashes. It also reduces complications. Over 50% of diabetics deal with neuropathy, nerve damage causing pain or numbness. Strength training improves blood flow to nerves, reduces inflammation, and stimulates nerve regeneration, cutting neuropathy risk by 30%. It also protects your eyes by improving retinal blood flow, reducing the risk of diabetic retinopathy. Your heart benefits too. Diabetics have a 70% higher risk of heart disease, but strength training lowers systolic blood pressure by 6 to 8 mmHg, reduces triglycerides by 15 to 20%, and boosts HDL cholesterol by 10 to 15%. It's also a fat-burning machine. Unlike cardio, which stops burning calories when you stop moving, Strength training boosts your metabolism for up to 72 hours post-workout. Diabetics who lift weights lose 7% more body fat than those relying on diet alone, especially visceral fat, the dangerous kind around your organs that drives insulin resistance. Hormonal balance is another win. Diabetics often have low testosterone or growth hormone, which worsens insulin resistance. Strength training naturally boosts these hormones, improving muscle growth, fat burning, and energy. For women, it balances estrogen and progesterone, reducing blood sugar fluctuations. And here's a surprising benefit: better sleep. Poor sleep is common in diabetics, but strength training increases deep sleep by 25% and reduces nighttime wake-ups by 30%, leading to more stable glucose overnight. So how do you start? Begin with bodyweight exercises like squats, push-ups, or lunges, then add resistance bands or weights. Train 2 to 3 times a week, focusing on compound exercises like squats, deadlifts, or rows for maximum glucose uptake. Aim for 8 to 12 reps and 2 to 3 sets per exercise. Post-workout, eat a balanced meal with lean protein and fiber-rich carbs like chicken with quinoa or tofu with veggies to replenish glycogen without spiking sugar. A quick note: monitor your blood sugar before and after workouts to avoid hypoglycemia, especially if you're on insulin or certain medications. If you have neuropathy or retinopathy, check with your doctor before lifting heavy weights. But don't let that stop you. Strength training is for everyone, and just 2 sessions a week can transform your A1C energy and confidence. There you have it, friends, the top 3 habits to transform your diabetes management. The Mediterranean diet, continuous glucose monitoring, and strength training. These aren't just strategies, they're a roadmap to a healthier, stronger, more vibrant you. Imagine fewer blood sugar swings, more energy, and the confidence that you're protecting your heart, eyes, and nerves for the long haul. You don't have to overhaul your life overnight. Start small. Swap one processed snack for a handful of nuts, try a CGM if you can, or do a 10-minute strength workout at home. Every step counts. This is why we're here at Diabetes Science Hub, to empower you with science-backed tools to live your best life with diabetes. If you found this video helpful, please hit that like button, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe to Diabetes Science Hub so you never miss a tip to take charge of your health. We're building a community of warriors right here in the US, and we want you to be part of it. Now I want to hear from you in the comments below. Which of these 3 habits are you most excited to try, and what's your diabetes story? Let's inspire each other to keep fighting strong. Stay empowered, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next video.